What up? 17 days. It is Saturday, May 25th, 2024. It is 9:49 a.m. in the morning. It's time for the No Damn Choice workout, and I have been an idiot. 17 days without working out. I got some pulling muscles in my knees. I got some pains in my hands. I got some pains in my back. But it's all because I have not been working out. And that's not acceptable. And I tell you that I write this down on my paperwork on my page. And it sort of shows you what it looks like. So this is my write-up page. Okay, you can see here's May. I went all the way through the fast. I did it every day to fast, and then on the 8th, I made sure I was like, yeah, the 8th is usually when I skip. I'm not gonna skip the 8th. Well, I did the 8th, damn it, and then I skipped 17 days. I ain't too bright. So anyway, this is what the second half of May looks like. You can see I've already put the 25th in there before I started because I just want to have a visual clue so when I get done with the workout I can just write all the way down. And that's one of the things I do. That's part of the workout to me, is to write down on this piece of paper. You know, I write down the date, like, I guess that's what, 20 times? Because each time you write the date down, you have to use your brain to form the letter on the page. And it's a form of brain workout at the same time of, it kind of calms me down. It kind of forces me to get out of the physical exertion and to get my brain working better, to where I'm just concentrating better, you know. But that's what this looks like. That's one of the reasons why I do this, because I like seeing something. Let me see if I got one that's full. It'll probably be a long way back. Oh, here, it's almost full. Here's one from December of 2023, and it's almost full. I missed 2 days on that one, but you can see clearly where I missed the 2 days. But the whole point is to write it down, because if you don't write something down, every day becomes the same day, and you won't remember it. You'll get discouraged, you'll get disheartened. You don't want to do that, you know. Writing it down is kind of like a diary. It keeps you focused on the goal, and the goal really is just to do every day a workout so that you can limber your body up, get it to where you're. I want to stand straight my whole life. I want to stand straight up. I want to have, you know, good posture. I don't want to be bent over like this. My family has a genetic trait for the men to get Quasimodo back. I call it Quasimodo back. And what it is it's when you get this hump of muscle in your back. And then what that does, it makes you hump over like that, you know. And once you get that, it's very hard to fight your way back away from that, because what it does as the muscle gets bigger in your back, it sort of forces everything to lock in position. The only way you can do that, to fight that, is to do sit-ups, to do, you know, anything that moves and flexes your back and releases the muscles so they don't tighten up like that. So anyway, long story short, I screwed up. I missed 17 days, and I don't want to see a doctor. And this is like going to the best doctor of all, who is, you know, if you listen to my channel, you always know I pound on about God. My Sky Daddy. Some people say, oh, you, I'm like, okay, you know, cool, I get it. You believe in mathematics. You know, 1 and 1 equals God to me, okay? So, in any case, I don't care. You know, I mean, I'm not in this to make, I don't make these videos to make you happy. I make these videos so that if something I'm doing excites you to do something positive in your life, then this video's been worth it, you know? And that's it. I do the workout, the No Damn Choice workout. That's the reason the channel started. Because I thought to myself, I said, you know what? What do you want to leave here, you know, in 60 years when you pass away? Do you want to be talking about temporary things that, you know, just raise a lot of emotions and everybody gets ugly about it? And in the grand scheme of things, as long as we all come together, they don't really mount to a hill of beans? Or do you want to be doing something that maybe somebody gets an idea, hey, look at that old fucker. Look at that old fucker. If he can exercise, I can exercise too. Damn it. Don't tell me I can't exercise. You get down on the floor, you go, this sucks. But then you get doing it, and you get feeling a little bit better, and you're like, hey, that old fucker, he's not completely stupid. I'm running my mouth. I always do this. Let's get to the floor. Let's get this knocked out, man. I'm tired of being sore, and I'm tired of being scared, because it's scary when your muscles are not limber. It's scary. So let's get to the floor. I gotta back this off a little. I got a little bit excited on the Zoom, because this doesn't. My old camera had a specific viewpoint that took care of itself, and this one's, you know, anything new, you gotta freaking fight it. So here we go. Knucklehead's in the window out there. She's watching the birds eat. Look, you should see this lazy thing here. She's in the window. I don't know if I can get her. Let me get I gotta get my glasses back on. Let me see if I can get her for you. There she is. Look at that lazy. She's so lazy. Look at her. Yeah. She's lazy. She must have took her cat cocaine catnip. There she is. Oh no. And she's being cute. She's laying in the window. How much is that kitty in the window? And knucklehead. There it is. Little monster. In the back there I got bird seed on that picnic table so the birds show up. It's pretty cool, man. We've got birds and squirrels, and we had cats under it this morning because they were going to eat the birds. But you know, that's life. You can't hate a cat for being a cat. I mean, God darn it, you know. They're killers just like we are. Oh, they're so cute, and it ain't cute when you got a bird in their mouth. Wow, look what I did! But it's a cat being a cat, you know. So anyway, here we go. Oh, all right. This is my home tea. I gotta take a sip. Sorry. All righty. Oh, it's just stuck in my feet. There we go. All right, Lord, be with us. Oh yeah, the knees, the knees. 17 days, man. 17 days. Everything is tight, everything is sore. Lord, let's work some endorphins into this stuff. Let's loosen some stuff up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Pretty bad when it hurts from your butt to your neck. Woo. Alright, here we go. That exercise really works everything on the back of the leg. It stretches it. When you come up like this, you'll see my knees are slightly bent, which is kind of bad. The straighter you can hold your leg when you do that, the more complete the stretch will be. But for me, it's just not normal to hold my leg at a straight stretch out like this when I lift my leg up like this. You know, it's normal for me to do a slight bend, which you have to fight that urge to not go straight back into the knee bends again. Alright, here we go. Straight leg doubles. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay. That's good for stretching the lower back. And it also works the lower back and butt muscles, because essentially what you're doing is you're doing a reverse sit-up. Like when you come this way, you're doing that sit-up. When you come this way, you're doing a sit-up coming the reverse way. So, okay. stiff in the upper body. Whoa, oh, really stiff. I could barely make those first turns. It's gonna take me 7 days of doing these every day to get loose again. I'm not making any promises, but I gotta do it for myself. I gotta do this. I gotta get back into shape. Gotta get back into shape, man. I don't want to be walking leaned over. I want to walk straight up, looking straight ahead. All my life. I see people that are 90 years old and they're usually very skinny and they're walking normally. They make me so proud. And they're of every race on earth. Every race on earth. And it's just that they took care of themselves their whole lives. And they didn't get wrapped up in the social idea you got to get drunk every weekend, or you got to do drugs, or you got to run away from anything. They just worked their lives and did their thing, and at the end of their long life, they were still healthy. So that's what we should all shoot for. Nobody should ever be bent over. This whole epidemic of walkers that we got to stop that shit. We got to keep people from getting to that point, you know? Anyway, here I'm running my mouth, dragging my ass. Gotta do sit-ups. Here we go. How much fun can you have? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I gotta admit, I like that exercise. I don't like when I start it, but about on the 5th one, my body seems to catch its gear and it starts rocking and rolling. I don't think I need to have this number 2 screw tip bit where my head can hit it. Get back in the little toolbox. All right, push-ups, 20 push-ups, coming at it. Here we go. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Well, the left side of my neck is raising a cane. Woo! Left side of my neck is pitching a bitch. Woo! Well, we made it. We're up. We made it. That's the important part. You know? Hopefully, as I do this over the days, this right here will stop hurting so much. God darn it. I'll have to start doing my crack cocaine again, damn it! Damn it! It's bad enough selling it. I don't want to have to use it. Gosh. Woo! All right. Please don't get trapped on the floor. It's not hard to do. All you got to do is work 20, 30 years in a row, going to your job, You sit in a chair at work, you sit in a chair in your car on the ride home, you sit in a chair at your dining room table, you sit in a chair in front of the TV, you sit in a chair at the sports event. You never have a reason to get on the floor. Then you find that you hook your foot in a cable, or God forbid somebody pushes you down. Then you find out, Jesus Christ, I can barely get up off the floor. Do yourself a favor. Find an open space of floor. Lay down on it, on your back, all the way. With nobody around you. You might want to have somebody there to help you. Get up. If you can't get up, roll over on your face. Bring your knees up, bring your hands up, and then try to push yourself up off the floor. It sounds so simple, but there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who can't get up off the floor. And it's not funny, it's not cute, it's not a commercial. Please start exercising if you haven't been on the floor in a while, you need to exercise, okay? So anyway, there we go. All right, next on the agenda. Next on the agenda is stomach tensions. Tighten these up right here. And it's just a matter of you breathe out and you tense the stomach muscles. So you go. Breathe out. And this really helps control your core, because if you think about your back, everybody talks about back. Your body is not a one-sided thing. Your body is a tube. It's a tube. And the front of the tube is your stomach muscles. Now, some people get away with being really obese because the fat actually acts as a connection between the upper part of the chest plate and their hips. So being extremely obese gives them, that fat does not flex, so it gives them a little bit of support. But in the middle of that, it's also exercising the muscles under the fat, because they have to be strong enough so you can lift that weight. I don't recommend anybody be obese. I recommend if you're way overweight that you start looking at what you're eating, because it's not most of the time it's not your fault. If you're eating any processed foods, that shit is pretty much poison. If you're eating natural foods, there is a psychological trigger that happens with good food, and I'm not going to lie, and it's very addictive. And you have to be rational in what you're eating. You know, you can get into this thing where the brain secretes a drug when you eat good food, and that's what you feel. That sense of satisfaction is that whatever the organ is in your brain, or whatever it is in your brain that secretes that drug, you're getting a huge dose of drug when you eat a really good meal. That's why when people are at Thanksgiving and they eat turkey, that they get that big dose of chemical and then they just want to sleep, you know, because it's like, and it's just that the body has everything it needs at that point to run, and it just wants you to relax it so it can go in there and get all that shit. Anyway, long story short, just stay healthy. Just try to stay healthy. You know what you got to do. Please don't facilitate the death of someone by overfeeding them. You're not loving them if you're overfeeding. Okay? If someone's chronically overeating, they have a problem with a gland inside of their brain that's secreting a drug that they are addicted to. And they need help with that. They need to get broken from that addiction. And it's an easy addiction to get to. I only ran into it like 1 or 2 days. And it happened to me, and I said, gee, many Christmas, I understand what my wife is going through. Because it was a food that I had eaten And this experience, this thought came into my head, like, you gotta eat this, you gotta eat this. And I'm like, where in the fuck is this coming from? And it wasn't just a craving. It was like I had to fucking have it. I only went through like 2 days, like it was a day and a half. And I got blessed because I was able to see what was happening. I was able to, I always tell you that my thinking is like a conference room full of people. I have a compartmentalized way of thinking. I have like 8 different viewpoints going at the same time all the time. And some people would say, well, that's psychotic. Well, there's a lot of people in this world that are psychotic then. In any case, it allowed me to see outside what was happening and go, man, this is a genuine problem. And it's not their fault. It's a trigger inside the brain that is overwhelmingly powerful that they cannot control. And that's why these people are 600 pounds. But on the other side of that, whenever you see a person that's 600 pounds, then you see somebody else who's enabling that person to get to 600 pounds. You know, there's an enabler. There's somebody who's feeding them. There's somebody who's going to the store and bringing back the 10 bags of groceries because they are unable to get up out the bed to use the toilet, much less go to a store and buy their own food. So there are a lot of brain triggers involved in excess overeating, and we really need to address that because people are dying from that. And you add to that the garbage, the absolute garbage they're selling us. These food companies don't give a damn about us. They are really monsters. They are truly monsters. I really wonder if McDonald's and Burger King and Taco Bell, do you know that they're making quote-unquote meat in petri dishes now? Quote-unquote, they call it meat. I call it, what the hell is that? Because I want my meat from a cow. I want my meat from a pig. I want my meat from a chicken, you know? I don't want my meat from a fucking lab. But I'm wondering if when we get to the point where they can mass produce this meat, if McDonald's and Burger King and Taco Bell and even Wendy's or Hardee's is going to, all the government has to do, and they'll do this in America, they won't do it in Europe, but in America all the government has to do is say, this fits the definition of meat because the DNA building blocks were taken from a live animal. So that meets the qualification of meat. I wonder if they're going to start feeding us that crap and not tell us. Because guess what? It'll be cheaper than having real cows, than buying real meat. And so I'm getting to the point now where I'm like, I need to see what I'm eating. Really, and the way that they're overpricing everything anyway. I mean, literally, who can afford to eat out now? But anyway, let me get back to my exercise. God darn it, this is going to go over to 2. Damn it, I don't want to do that. All right, here we go. So we did the stomach touches. Now we're going to do the hip thrust. This works the lower back. Now what you want to do is you want to push your back out and hook. You don't want to just go like You want to bring your back out and go up. Bring your back out and go up as you push out. So here we go. Oh man, that is really making a difference. Ooh, here we go. 20. 1, 2, 3. Glad I'm doing this. Glad I'm doing this. I'm feeling pains in my back that's telling me I'm glad I'm doing this. Squats, 20. Watch out for your knees. I always support my squats with this door frame, either side. Because all I want to do is I want to work the tendons, ligaments, muscles in the legs and knees and the joints. And I don't want to get in a situation where I'm overstressing one particular knee over the other. So that's why I use this. slow, Phil, go slow. I see a lot of people online talking about doing weights and squats. I absolutely don't recommend you do that unless you build up to it. Don't ever let anybody macho you into doing any kind of heavy lift unless you've been training to do lifts up to that weight. Something you need to know about squats with no weights. I'm 200 pounds. Right now I just checked my weight. I'm 201.4 right now. Of that 200 pounds, at least 100 pounds of that's above my knees, or above my hips. Probably 120 pounds is above my hips. So every time I do a squat, each of my legs is having to support 60 pounds. So they're already lifting 60 pounds every time I do that. That's something you need to understand. They have to lift your body weight every day, all day, for your entire life. That's the whole point behind this workout, is to work the entire body in a quick, efficient way. All right, now I'm getting to this. These are 5.5 pound weights. First thing I start with is wrist curls. It's supposed to help your wrist. All you do is you just, you can't even see it. I'm gonna bring it down a hair. Just a hair. All right. Hands, arms straight out, and you're just rotating the wrist like this. And you don't get a bunch of movement. It's just enough movement to the limit of movement you can make. And what it does, it stretches all these muscles in here. That's it. Here we go. You're gonna see me grimace a lot. Some people say, "Why are you smiling?" This right here, this is a family trait that my family has. My dad had it, and I picked it up. I call it concentration face. It's when your body is doing something that your brain has no control over. It's just, it's like this. I do this a lot. So anyway, from this, we're going to the insides of the arms, to the armpits. What this does is it curls the muscles up and down and works those tendons. Here we go. All right, from there, we turn this way, like this, a standard curl. And what this does is this rotates. Your body is a beautiful machine, and things do not move in just one motion. They move almost in a 180-degree fashion in some of your joints, and that's what we're doing here. We're rotating the joints. We're working the muscles in a different direction. Now we're going straight up, double straight ups. Now we're doing individual curls. What this does is this strengthens the muscles across the back and the front because it works them in an independent manner from the double lift. Here we go. double straight ups individuals. Now right there on that exercise, I usually get a big boost of endorphins hits. I don't know if it's because my brain is back this way or there's a oxygen deprivation or whatever it is, but there's usually a big rush of relief when I get to this, and I get about halfway through this. And man, it's just awesome. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That exercise, obviously it's a breaststroke. I call it the flying curl. Strange thing though about my brain, I don't know how it would work for you though, is when I start that exercise like this, with right hand over and then left hand, the way my brain perceives it and pursues the motions is completely different than when I start left-handed like this. It's very strange. And I make sure that, you know, every 1 or 2 days I alternate to the left, to start on the left, because when I start on the left like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. See how my arm, this arm is going up? See, both of these arms are going up. And it's all because I start left-handed, like this. See? And it's working a different part of my brain. It's really weird. When I go like this, start like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's when I start with the right hand. But if I start with the left hand, it's always like this. It's really weird. But anyway, that tells you that there is a benefit when you get doing exercises for a long period of time to changing the direction of which you start, because it'll work a different part of your brain. So anyway, so we got that done. We're down to the flying curls. Now we're down to the 20-pound weights. I do 10 standard curls, and then I do 10 straight ups, and then we're done. Now, on these, I will choke up to the weight on the first lift. Sometimes I don't, but sometimes I do, and I am doing it today. All right. Boy, I can really tell I've been off 17 days. Thank you, Lord, for being in my life. Please always be in my life. Woo! Ah. This is a little crocheted coin that my wife made. She was going to make a bunch of these and make a Afghan for me. And she passed away 2 years ago. 2 years plus, I think. Yeah. I love you and I miss you, Wanda. I will write this down in my book. I will say my prayers. I don't know how much time we got. Let me see if I got enough. Yeah, I don't think I got enough time to write this down. Anyway, I hope it didn't split. I don't have a counter up here on this one. Anyway. The time is now 10:30 a.m. on Saturday, May 25th, 2024. I don't think I got 2023 in the brain. 2024, and the bill is paid. Again, after 17 days off. And every part of my body feels better. Every part. Every part. My knees don't hurt like they were. My back doesn't hurt like it was. My arms don't hurt like they did. My hands feel better. My neck feels way better. All because I took the time to do a workout. And one thing I will say, I have tried aspirin for pains. And what aspirin does for me is it provides about an hour relief, and then it gets in the way of all my natural endorphins, and it makes my pain hurt way worse. So I don't take aspirin very much. Anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. Here in America, it is Memorial Day, where we pay homage to our veterans, men and women who fought for freedom and fought to keep us safe, and we do honor them. My father was one of them, and man, oh man, it actually helped save his life, and made him a better man. And we honor all of our veterans. We thank you all for tuning in, and we'll be hitting you with a couple more videos on some varied subjects. But bottom line is, just, you know, try to do the best you can. Try to keep yourself healthy. Two things: if you see the chemical aspartame or sucralose in anything, you just should not buy it, because both of these chemicals, which are called sweeteners, are actually very toxic chemicals. They're very addictive. They attack the brain and the body, and they will make any depression a person is suffering 1,000,000 times worse. And they're in Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, any diet energy drinks, and they're actually putting sucralose in things, and they're not telling anybody about it. You got to look at the ingredients list and see. And if it's cheap and it's sweet, it probably has sucralose in it. Sucralose will destroy your insides. If you have IBS, if you have bowel problems, and you're drinking sucralose, you need to stop drinking sucralose. It'll take 2 months for the body to fix itself from sucralose poisoning. So anyway, on a positive note, have a great weekend and a great holiday, and thank you, veterans, for what you do for us. And thank you, active military, for what you do for us every day. God bless you, folks, and we will see you on the next video. Peace.